This is a video for my level 2 year 12. I am going to touch on Casio graphic calculator for the normal distribution, some of the basic feature we got to use to solve some of the normal distribution problem. I'm going to use a simulation, and first thing what we need to do is identify the window. This is the stats window, so you got to go to the stats window. Let me see if I can write it on the screen. Stats window, and then we need to move into, well, of course, we got to enter execute. Okay, back to business now, and the moment I enter, well, all these options show up. Now, if you look at F5, that is the key which will take you to various types of statistical feature, the distributions. And F1 will take you to the normal distribution. Now, in normal distribution, there are three different options: NPD, NCD, and inverse normal. Now, instead of going through every single feature, what I'd like to mention for normal distribution problem, most of the time you will be using NCD. It is something to do with the cumulative. That means added together summation of the probability area under the normal distribution curve. And for a little bit of advanced work for merit and excellence, we need to go to the inverse. We'll talk about that later on. So that will be F2. I'm trying to do multitasking. Now, once I go there, there are two options: list and variable. For the time being, we are going to avoid list, which is quite an important feature. But for the time being, we'll go straight to F2 once again, which is variable. They are referring to the random variable, which is capital X. It is the variable for statistics. It is a very important concept in stats. Okay, so go to F2, and then you can see normal CD data is variable. That's showing I'm not using the table, the list section of this feature, and there are lower, upper, and standard deviation, mean value, and that's about it. Now if you get back to a normal distribution, and if you are looking at a chunk of area, this is the lower limit and this is the upper limit they're referring to. And also we have to be careful about where the section or the probability area is located. Is it on the left hand side or on the left tail, or is it on the center, or is it on the right hand side? Now if it is on the left hand side like this, there is of course an upper limit. But what really happens with the lower limit now? Now you got to make an assumption. Think about a very, very insignificant small number. So it totally depends on the context. Sometimes what I do, I go for a negative, say 1000 or something like that. So depending on the context, things will change. So to say, when we have a situation like this, we have a problem on the right tail, then we have a lower limit. What happens to the upper limit now? So we've got to be careful. Now just think about an infinitely big number. So just try to keep it manageable. Say I'll go for 1000, 10,000, something like that. So these are the basic understanding you got to have. Now also you have to remember whether we are talking about X distribution or Z distribution. If it is X, then we have mu and sigma, which will be given to you, or you will be asked to calculate it. But the thing is that for the Z value, which is the standard normal value, you got to understand that sigma is always 1 and the mean value for the standard distribution is 0. This is one thing you got to be absolutely clear about. This is probably the introductory lesson on graphic calculator and the normal distribution. Okay, it's already more than 8 minutes. I'll stop, and thank you very much for watching. I'll come back with more rigorous problem solving on normal distribution. Thanks.